Sundareshan is today. Mr. Sundareshan is going to do the invocation. Mr. Sundareshan, please carry on.
Okay. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Mangalacharanam Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Second. Narayanam Suraguru Jagadekanatham.
Bhakta Priyam
Bhakta Priyam Sakala Loka Namaskritam Cha Traigunya Varjitam Ajam Bhivu Vibhumadya Misham.
Vande
Vande Bhavagnam Amarasura Siddhavandyam Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudishye Rayet.
Thank you, Mr. Sundareshan. Now, to catch up with what's going on, just to give a little brief introduction, sage Vaishampayana is narrating the story of Chandravamsha and Mahabharata and story of Kauravas and Pandavas in King Janamejaya's court after Sarpayaga, at which time Suta Puranikaru heard the story there and then came to Naimisharanya, where it's a huge Hindu scholar university, and he narrated the whole story of Mahabharata to the whole group there, at which time Shaunaka was the chancellor, or they call Kulapati. Last week I was doing some research, so I got some additional information which I want to transmit to you so you know how this all come about. At that time, they are all called Gurukula, and in the Gurukula, if there are students of 100,000 or more with room and board, then that person, the chancellor or the person who is the chief, is called the Kulapati. If not, Kulapati is not the word. Kulapati means there are at least minimum 100,000 students who are learning the Vedabhyasa or anything that they want to learn. It's a huge university. It's like a huge campus that you may want to imagine, like University of Michigan or UCLA or UC Berkeley or something like that. Okay, huge universities. So where they were doing mainly Vedadhyayana, Sanskrit, and all kinds of things. And also another thing I learned was, at the time when the Suta Puranikaru went there, they were doing a yaga. The yaga name it, they do not say, but the yaga was going on for 12 years, I believe. And so he joined there. And as you can very well understand, when the yaga is going on, that obviously they don't do for 24 hours. There is recess, there is time for people to rest and relax and listen to the Harikathas, discourses, and what have you. This is the time where sage Suta Puranikaru narrated the story of Mahabharata. That's one thing I learned. And also another thing I learned was last week in the research about Vyasa Maharshi. If you see in the story, Vyasa appears several times in person. Okay. Remember, he is the author. Okay. And he appears in person, taking the part of himself. And one would wonder, look, if, say, for example, if I get into one patra or one part or anything, there is always some kind of a personal bias. I want to either glorify myself or diminish my disqualities or the good qualities that I don't have, or fame myself or flatter myself and if you really observe objectively from outside, Vyasa, even though he appears in person, he is like a third party, as though some person acting like him. For example, in all the President's Men or so, President's part is played by some film actor, correct? So he is non-biased, so it doesn't matter. So whatever it is, it is. But if the real president himself has to act on it, for example, either Bill Clinton or George Bush or Trump or anything, then there is always personal bias involved. If you observe Vyasa Maharshi, when he is talking about the whole story, he only talks about Chandravamsha, Bharatavamsha, and even though he is the grandfather of Duryodhana, right? He does not say that there anywhere. Nanna makkalu, nanna mommakkalu, nanna vamsha, mine, it's mine, my progeny, my future. He never ever says that. He says, Vyasa says that, meaning like a third party. He's totally, completely uninvolved. He is just like an actor who comes there and he interjects and then he goes away. So that's another thing that I observed in my research in the last week. Okay. Now, last week, we are at a stage where Dushyasana has dragged Draupadi to this gambling place, courthouse or gambling place, if you want to call that. And Draupadi is in her menstrual period cycle and in that time. And she's begging him and telling him, don't do all these kind of things, leave me alone. He does not care. And Vyasa calls him Papi Nam Chakravarti. Dushyasana is the emperor of all the papis. That's how he calls him. And in between, Karna says, look, you are the dasi, you are the servant. We can do whatever we want to for you. Okay? You choose any one of the Kauravas as husband. Okay? And we are doing only dharma karya. That's what he is saying. Now, this is all in front of all the senior people who are sitting there like Bhishma, Kripa, Ashwathama, Drona, and all those people. Then Draupadi challenges them and asks the question, why are you guys not opening your mouth? Please answer me. Am I really the dasi? Am I really the servant? Did really Dharmaraya lose me? What is this one? Is it right? Nobody opens the mouth. Everybody is putting the head down. Then Bhishma says to her, saying, look, you ask your husband. He knows all the dharma. If he is keeping quiet, maybe it's right. I don't know. There is all dharma sukshma. It's very extremely hard. We will talk about dharma sukshma story if there is time today in the end, or we will talk some other time about the story of dharma sukshma, how soft and how subtle that is and how hard it is. Okay. Now, Karna is telling, Bhesh Dushyasana, Dushyasana, you are doing a good job. Okay, he is using all kinds of vulgar words. Then Vidra objects, telling, look, this is adharma. I don't like this. This is not right. This is not the thing to do. Somebody has to object. And then he tells the story of Prahlada and Virochana and a Brahmin called Sudhanva. Okay, this is all we should remember this. Prahlada's grandson is Virochana. Okay. And there is a Brahmin by name Sudhanva, and both Virochana and Sudhanva want to marry a Brahmin girl. They argue, look, I am better than you, I am better than you. So I should marry this lady and I should marry this lady. Both of them are arguing. Then they say, look, we will go to Prahlada and ask, look here, Prahlada has to be biased. He is his own grandson. Okay. And their bet is, whatever the decision Prahlada makes, we have to obey. And the loser should die. Okay. This is the bet that they had. What kind of a bet that is? It seems very, very unimaginable for me. But anyway, that's what the story says. Then they go to Prahlada. And this Sudhanma, the Brahmin, tells to Prahlada, look, you are the king, so we are coming here for a judgment. And you should be totally unbiased. Whatever you make the decision, we will obey. Myself will obey or he will obey. But he should be this. Okay? And also he says, if knowingly, if you show any bias, half of the sin will come to you. Okay? Then Prahlada weighs the balance of putting all the qualities of him and goes for about several days. And then he declares Sudhanma is the right person to marry. That means he practically gave the death sentence to his own grandson. Then Sudhanma says, look, I truly appreciate your honesty and loyalty. And so I'm going to pardon him. I'm not going to put him to death. Let him be alive. So he gave him that thing and then he goes. Similarly, now here, Vidura is telling Dhritarashtra, look, you are keeping yourself quiet. You are letting this adharma to go on. Half of the sin will come to you. Still, Dhritarashtra do not say any word. Then Dhritarashtra's one of the Kauravas says, Vikarna. He stands up and says, look, this is adharma. This is not the right thing to do. Because a gambler or a drunkard cannot bet anything. And he cannot give the whole house, his family and his wife and children and everyone. What kind of a meaning is this? Think about this. Somebody who gambles everything and then goes bets his wife or house and this one. Will the courts allow here? Nobody will allow that. It should be in the right state of mind. Right state of mind. If you are not in the right state of mind, whatever you say is invalid. That's why in the will you say, all the kinds of that you write, I'm in the right state of mind, good health, all those things, mentally sane and all those things, and you have the witnesses and have signed it, right? Similarly, he's objecting. Then Karna cuts him off, tells him, hey, you are a disgrace to Kurukula, to the family. You are on our side, but you are talking and siding for our enemies. Okay, just shut up. When all the seniors like Bhishma and Drona are keeping quiet, how much do you know more than them? Just shut the hell up, he's telling him. Then he turns to Draupadi and says, look, you go to Duryodhana's house. You are like a prostitute. You already have five husbands. Okay? It doesn't matter. You go. Then Bhima gets extremely upset by looking at all this. Tells Sahadeva, go and bring fire. I'm going to burn Dharmaraya's hands. Then Arjuna comes and stops him. Look, don't get angry, brother. Dharma has something to do with it. There is a reason for what he is doing or not doing. You should calm down. We should be patient. And then Bhima says, look, I won't do that, but you should know when elders or seniors do some mistake, we should point out the mistake. We should show it to them. We don't have to punish them. We have to just point their mistakes. Okay. Then Duryodhana looks at this. This is a weak point, like divide and rule. He says, Draupadi, ask Dharmaraya himself. If he says that we won by adharma and he did not lose you, he will give you everything. He wants to divide and rule. Then Draupadi says, he does not say that my husbands will not do any adharma or adharma karya. That much I know, I have respect for him. Then Duryodhana taps on his left thigh and says, come and sit on my lap. Then Bhima gets extremely upset. Look, I'm going to break your thigh and kill you. Then Karna says, hey, you are all, like venomless snakes or anything. You don't do anything. Just keep the hell up and shut up. And then he says to Dushasana, look, this lady servant, she doesn't need to have any clothes at all. You can disrobe her. You can draw her, sari or whatever the one that she's wearing. Then Draupadi looks at him and tries to avoid him, but he cannot do anything because he's a man and he's strong, so he's trying to drag the sari. She cannot hold anymore. At which time, by the way, just before this, even Dushasana taunts Draupadi, look, call Krishna. He's always trying to help you, isn't it? Call Krishna. Let Krishna come and help you. This kind of a teasing words he was talking. Then Draupadi prays for really Krishna. And then this is the time for Mrs. Krita Dattatri to sing a song, Nine Anatha Bandho. Please, you can start whenever you want.
Nine Anatha Bandho Karunya Sindhu Nine Anatha Bandhu Karunya Sindhu Madagajavilla ಕೂಡಿದರೇನು ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಳ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒದಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮದಗಜವಿಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಿದರೇನು ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಳ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒದಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮದನನಯ್ಯ ಮಧುಸೂದನಾಯನಲು ಮದನನಯ್ಯ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಎನಲು ಮುದದಿಯು ಬಂದು ಒದಗಿದೆಯೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀನೇ ಅನಾಥ ಬಂಧು ಪತಿಗಳೈವರು ಇದ್ದರೇನು ಸತಿಯ ಭಂಗ ಬಿಡಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪತಿಗಳೈವರು ಇದ್ದರೇನು ಸತಿಯ ಭಂಗ ಬಿಡಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ ಗತಿ ನೀನೇ ಮುಕುಂದ ಗತಿ ನೀನೇ ಮುಕುಂದ ಎನ್ನಲು ಅತಿ ವೇಗದಿ ಅಕ್ಷಯವನೀತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀನೇ ಅನಾಥ ಬಂಧು ಕಾರುಣ್ಯ ಸಿಂಧು ನೀನೇ ಅನಾಥ ಬಂಧು.
Thank you, Geeta. That was very nice. Now, Draupadi prays like this, and as Dushasana is dragging the sari, you can see Krishna coming from the side and giving the Akshaya Patra. I will move to the side, and you can see the Akshaya, this one that's going on. I hope you are able to see that. And in some movie versions, what you see is Draupadi standing in there and going round and round, and just, it is not so. She stays there, Krishna, and that's it. And then Akshaya comes one after another. So Dushasana starts dragging the clothes one after another, and he's surprised. What is this? Different colors of silk saris are coming. Not one or two or three or 10 or 100 or thousands. He's dragging for hours and hours together. and he is tired. He's sweating. He's falling down. Krishna is telling in the back, look, you want to defame my bhaktas? Let's see who is going to win. Come on, keep on trying, keep on trying. He's telling himself. You cannot defeat my bhaktas. Okay. Then you may wonder, look, he gave the Akshaya dress to Draupadi. But why didn't she stop the whole thing? He could have destroyed Dushasana right there. Right? Why not? He could have done that. He had the full power. He's Sarvantariyami. He has, unlimited power and strength. But he did not do that. Why? Because he has bigger agenda, longer agenda. It's already scripted. Like in Steven Spielberg's movie, whatever it is written, that's how the actors should play. Right? You have to wait until the end to see the full results. Here, we have to think that the reason Krishna did not do anything there at this time or any other time to stop either the Dyuta or stop this nonsensical thing in the court is because he has a longer agenda, big agenda on this one. He's a bigger fry to fish, to fry. Now, what it is, you see, he has already calculated in his mind. Pandavas should go to the forest and the Tirtha places, meaning the sacred holy places, where there are bad elements, where there are Rakshasas, and they have to be destroyed. They have to be killed. How do we do that? If he stops here, all the war and everything will be stopped here only. So all the Dushkarmis and the bad elements and the demons will not die in the forest. So to make them all safe, this is the hidden agenda for Lord Krishna. And another reason is to show that Bhishma, Drona, and all the others are Vadharharu, meaning they deserve to be killed because they let this one happen right in front of them. They didn't obstruct, they didn't do anything. Having their own reasons, giving their own reasons, they just shut the hell up. So he wanted to show the world, look, these are all the people who did adharma, let the adharma karya happen there. And so that's not the right thing to do. That's how he kept going. Then he falls down. Oh, Dushasana falls down after getting so much tired. Then she says, you are a Naradhama. Draupadi calls him Naradhama. And you are trying to defame me. You deserve to be killed. At which time Bhima gets up and says, look, I am going to dig his chest, open his heart, and drink the blood from his chest in future. Now, to all the Kauravas, again, Draupadi is asking, am I really the servant here? What's going on? Please tell me. Vidura is again telling, he's like a person who is alone, who is talking in the forest or crying in the forest or asking for help in the forest. Nobody supports him. He's telling again, look, here dharma doesn't matter. Here the majority wins. These Kauravas are having all kinds of things and they think whatever the rule that they make, that's what they make the rule is. You can see in our politics what happens in this country. I don't want to tell the names. You see what's going on there. Even the election, they say, look, election is not fair, election is not, there is a wrong election and all those things. Even though there are so much of proof that there is, the election is fair and Biden won. But how many people are arguing still, right? That's how they are doing. He cannot do anything. You can see how frustrated Draupadi is. And with all this, she did not curse anybody. She could have cursed. Because she wanted to protect her husband, because she knew Dharmaraya will not make anything wrong. Dharma is always in the dharma's direction. Vidura says they are all looking like dead bodies. They don't even open their mouth. Karna says, look, take her to the servant's place. Okay. Shakuni says, hey, you did a good job. Okay. Then Draupadi says, look, please say me, this is ridiculous. And at which time Bhima gets up with his big mace. He's extremely angry. This is the Madhvacharya's interpretation I am saying. This is not Mula Bharata's. In Mula Bharata, it is not there. Bhima gets so angry with his mace and he goes to destroy it. And then Dhritarashtra is asking, look, what's going on? What's going on? Then Vidura tells him, look, Bhima is coming. Your all children will be dead soon. So you can leave the hope of your children. At which time the donkeys, the foxes and others, they are all shouting outside. When Dhritarashtra hears this, he gets scared. He knows now what are all the things that have happened. Now, what should he do? Then he asks Vidura, what do I do? What do I do? Look, the only thing that can salvage you is not by stopping Bhima, because no, Bhima is not stoppable. He is untouchable. He cannot know. He's so angry now. The only way that you can do, if you can please Draupadi, then the destruction will not be there. That's the only thing that you can do. Then Dhritarashtra gets scared because of all the bad omens that have happened. And the word, so now he's realizing himself. As you can see in Dhritarashtra's character, he goes on the good side and the bad side, back and forth, then back and forth. Then Dhritarashtra says, look, Draupadi, I apologize to you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We all made a mistake. You are the Sadhvimani. You have not lost your temper. You did not curse anybody. You did not blame your husbands. That shows your goodness, your high character. Okay. Now, I am going to give you boons. Ask some boons. Ask me anything that you want. Then Draupadi says, look, let Dharamraya be released from his servitude. Okay, he says, yes, okay. I have released him. Then Dhritarashtra asks, look, ask another one. Let all Pandavas be released from the servitude. Then Dhritarashtra asks, look, you are so good and being nice to your husbands, even though they did not support you at this time. I'm going to give you more. Ask me more. Then Draupadi says, look, as Kshatriyas, we can only ask two boons, two varas, not more than two. Brahmins can ask anything, any number that they want. Vaishyas can ask three of them. But Kshatriyas can only ask two. So I cannot ask any more. And that will be adharma for the Kshatriyas. So I will ask two and that's enough for me. Then Dhritarashtra says, look, I am highly pleased by your requests and actions. So I am going to return all the things that we have won from you. Now you can go back to Indraprastha and be happy. Okay. Now you can imagine what is happening in the mind of Dushta Chatushtayas and the Kauravas, like Shakuni, Duryasana, Dushyasana, and Karna. Look, we did all these things, but what happened in the end? Nirnal Homa Mardhage, meaning you do the Homa in the water. It has no value at all now. Then Dharmaraya comes and says, Dodappa, what can I do for you? What should I do now? Tell me. Then Dhritarashtra says, now he has to please him, because all the anger that has happened and how Bhima has taken the oath to kill his children. So he has to protect his children. So how he talks like? He says, look, may God bless you. You go back to Indraprastha with the whole property. We all should love peace. We only should remember the good things that have happened in our life. We should forget the bad things that have happened. Good people always remember the early good things and forget the bad things. Okay? And then Dharmaraya says, okay, Dodapa. And also he gives respect to Gandhari, Dodama. And then they leave that place and goes towards Indraprastha. Now the Kauravas and these Dushta Chatushtayas are having a conference. What do we do now? What do we do? If we go on war with them, we will be definitely defeated. So what do we do? The only thing that Shakuni says is, look, the only weapon I have is the dala, the dice. We can defeat them again. Somehow you should convince your father to bring them back to the court or this gambling place and play another game where the stakes are 12 years of Vanavasa, that is the forest life, and 1 year of Ajnatavasa, 1 year of incognito life. And I will definitely win in that. Okay. Now, Duryodhana goes to his father and starts crying on him and telling him all these things. Look, these are Duryodhana's words. Dad, look, now that Pandavas are extremely angry, that they are always a threat to us. They are going to destroy us one day or the other. Before they get us, we have to do something. Arjuna is like Kartavirya Arjuna, meaning like who had 1,000 hands and he was killed by Parashurama, as you know. This Arjuna is like Arjuna. So the very word that this Duryodhana is saying, very Akshara, the lipi of wherever it starts from, we get scared. It's with Arjuna. It is like in Ramayana, this guy, what's his name? Maricha. He was telling Ravana, look, whenever I hear the word, any word that starts from Ra, I get scared because Maricha was so much hurt by Rama when he was in Dandakaranya. So he's so scared. Just like Maricha was afraid of the word Ra, we are all afraid of the word Lipi, Arjuna. So we are all scared. So we need to do something about it. This is coming from Duryodhana. Now, what do we do? Now Dhritarashtra says, look, what should I do? Then Duryodhana says, look, either you do it or either you invite them to the gambling one more time, or we all 100 Kauravas will die right in front of you. Well, that's his weapon that he was using against his father all the time. So his Putra Vyama, he is going to start yielding for him. All right. Now, what is the thing? Then Shakuni comes and says, look, brother-in-law, you know very well that I know the dice game. We are definitely going to win. You invite them and we will take care of the rest. The stake will be 12 years of Vanavasa and 1 year of Ajnatavasa. Dhritarashtra agrees for that. Think about this. With all the things that have just happened a day early, he's still yielding for his thing. Then Vidra says, no, you cannot do that. Don't do that. Now look at Gandhari. Gandhari says, Vyasa uses the word very nicely. Gandharya Dharmashilata. Dharmashila avadalittu, meaning Dharmashila, she was a Dharmashila. She was telling Dhritarashtra, look, you should have listened to Vidura long time ago when Duryodhana was born. You should have killed him and thrown him to the outside or throw him out. My son is not worthy for anything. He has done so much of adharma. He should be destroyed. You call Dhananjaya, you call Arjuna now and have him kill Duryodhana and save all the other people. Dhritarashtra says, no, it's not so. And even she goes to the extent of telling that Shakuni is a Dadda Shikhamani, meaning chieftain of fools. He does not see the future of what's going to happen and what the reaction will be, what the action will be. He's doing all kinds of bad things. Now Dharmaya takes a different kind of an attitude, let things going to happen, what's going to happen. It's all God's will and it's all destiny. What can we do? We'll call him. So he sends Vidura again to call or to summon Dharmaraya to come for the game. Now Dharmaraya has just reached Indraprastha. Vidura comes there, and of course Dharmaraya greets him well. His uncle, please come in. And he says, look, I brought the news from Dhritarashtra again. He wants you to come and play the cards game one more time. The Pagade game one more time. As we have talked about before, Dharmaraya, whenever his oath is, whenever somebody calls him for any special game or a war or anything, he would always oblige. And also, remember what Vyasa had told him, look, you will be the root cause for the destruction of the whole Kuru dynasty. And you will be the responsible person for the whole death of all the Kshatriyas here. He wants to avoid that. So he doesn't want to have any enemy, any opposition at all. So whatever it is, okay, let me go. He says, okay, I will accept. Now Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, Draupadi, everybody says, no, you don't do this. We have already been shamed once, and you cannot do this. Dharmaraya says, still, no, I will go. Then Kunti says, stop, don't go. Even the mother says that, and he still says, no, I will go. Because Kali has gotten into him so much. Now, they all come to Hastinavati again, where many people object for this game. Who they are? Bhishma, Drona, Gandhari, Vidura, Vikarna, Somadatta, Bhagadatta, Yuyutsu, Kripa, Sanjaya, Kunti, Draupadi, Ashwathama. Everybody advises him. Dharmaraya, don't play this game. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Dharmaraya says, it is the destiny I have to do. I cannot leave my oath, and I will play. And it's all Harichitta. How God has already determined, as we talked before. Now, Srimati Gita Dattatreya is going to sing the song Harichitta Satya.
Harichitta Satya Namma Harichitta Satya Namma Harichitta Satya Narachita ke Bandado Lavalesha Nadeyadu Harichitta Satya Madadi Makala Bhagya ಬಯಸೋದು ನರಚಿತ ಮಧುವ್ಯಾಗದಿರುವುದು ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತವಯ್ಯ ಮಧುವ್ಯಾಗದಿರುವುದೇ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತ ಓ ಕುದುರೆ ಅಂದಣಿ ಬಯಸೋದು ನರ ಚಿತ ಕುದುರೆ ಅಂದಣ ಆನೆ ಬಯಸೋದು ನರ ಚಿತ ಪದಚಾರಿಯ ಗೋದು ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತವಯ್ಯ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತ ಸತ್ಯ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಬಯಸೋದು ನರ ಚಿತ ದುರಿತವ ಕಳೆ ಬೋದೆ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತವು ದುರಿತವ ಕಳೆ ಬೋದೆ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತವಯ್ಯ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತ ಸತ್ಯ ಹರಿಚಿತ್ತ ಸತ್ಯ.
Thank you, Gita. It was nice. Now, as we said, Kali has entered Dharma, and so he has to say yes for that. And he sits for the game again. Now, Shakuni is telling, look, this is the wage this time. Whoever the one that loses, if we lose, we go, all Kauravas with me will go to the forest for 12 years of Vanamasa and 1 year of incognito life, Ajnatavasa. If you lose, you should go there. Are you willing for this challenge? Dharmaraja says, yes, I accept. And as usual, the game goes on. And then as usual, he says, Jitam. So, not get there. I won. So, he wins. Shakuni wins. Now, Kauravas are extremely happy and they're all dancing around. They have no shame. They have no character. Okay? There is no decency. And they throw the forest persons who wear the dress in the forest, they're kind of throw in front of them and say, you wear this. You go now. Now, Karna says, look, all these 5 are Shandatilaha, meaning the one that has the sesame seed, which has no virility, has no, if you sow the seed, nothing will come out of the plant. That kind of a thing. These guys are like this. Now, had Draupadi known these guys are like these eunuchs or no, this one, he would not have married her, Draupadi, to these people at all. He's kind of a way that he's teasing them. Kauravas are all laughing. Then Bhima says, look, you are all talking and laughing and dancing. A day will come in which I won't use words. I will use my hands to kill all of you. And Duryodhana at this time comes in front of Bhima as though he's like Bhima. He's walking, like that, and then teasing him. Then Duryodhana says, look, I told you before that I will break your left thigh. Now listen to me. I'm going to break your second thigh also, right thigh also, just before I kill you. Then Kauravas still are happy. And then Arjuna tells Bhima, look, these guys are all fools. They talk, just talk. You just ignore them. We will show our strength and power after 13 years. When we come back, we will ask for our land. If they do not give, then we are going to destroy them. Then they start walking towards the forest. Before going, they bow to all the elders there, and they bow to Vidura. Vidura says, look, you go, do successful Vanavasa and Ajnatavasa and come back as you have given your word. I will take care of your mother Kunti in my place. Because she is getting old and perhaps she cannot handle all the problems in the forest, so I will take care of her. You are always following the dharma and let dharma protect you till the end. You are all together and you have great strength in having one unity there. And you are the star of Chandravamsha. Let it all stand up for you. You can imagine how Kunti should have felt at this time. All 5 children doing only the good things and having only the right path. These guys are going to a forest. And these guys who are doing the adharma, they are sitting in the palace and doing all these things. She looks at Draupadi and tells, look, you are a real model wife. I have not taken care of my children as well as you have done. You have not shown any anger to them. You have always shown love and respect for your husbands. You never insulted them, even at the utter bad moment. Now listen, please take special care of Sahadeva because she wants to show Madri's children are like her own children. So she doesn't want to discriminate. So specifically take Sahadeva, because he's the youngest. Then as they are walking, Bhima is lifting his hand up. Arjuna is throwing the sand up, sand from the floor. And Dhaumya Rishi is telling Preta Sukta. Dhritarashtra is asking Vidura, look, what's happening when they are going? He says, Bhima is lifting his hands up and head up, telling, look, by my hands I will kill you all later. Arjuna is throwing the sands up because when the sand falls down like that, in 13 years, if you don't give me the property, all those sand things will become like arrows and kill you all. What is Dhaumya doing? Dhaumya is telling Preta Suktas, meaning that the death ceremony are the mantras for your children. Now, Dhritarashtra is very scared. Now, after a while, Duryodhana is also coming to some kind of sense. Look, we have defamed them so much. We have taken them all so much. They are going to destroy us. So what do we do now next? He goes to his guru Drona and holds his feet and says, look, we have sinned. We have done all the bad things, and only you have to protect us. You have to be on our side and protect us. Then Drona says, look, Duryodhana, look, I will be on your side to fight for you. Because Drishtadyumna is on the other side. Drishtadyumna is the cause for my death. He is there for my death only. So I cannot be on Pandava's side. And I have to be on your side only. Because how can Drishtadyumna kill me otherwise? So I will teach you. But I tell you, I will try to protect you as much as I can. But I cannot guarantee you any winning. I cannot guarantee you that at all. Okay? Now, as this is all happening, Pandavas start walking towards the forest. This is where Sabha Parva ends and Vanaparva starts. Now, why did Dharmaraya play twice this gambling? And we discussed that already. As one, he had taken the oath, and also he wanted to be, as much as possible, he doesn't want to be the reason for the death of or the destruction of the whole Kuru dynasty. And also, because of their Vanavasa and Ajnatavasa, people in Tirtha Yatra, when he goes to different places, Bhima and Arjuna were destroying the bad elements. And we will discuss them and we'll talk about those stories as we get along in the Vanaparva. Here, Pandavas sotu gedru, meaning defeated, but still they won the moral war. But Kauravas, they won and lost. They won in the Dyuta, but they lost in the Dharma. Okay, Krishna is behind all this. Okay, and as they are going towards the forest, the citizens are all talking to each other. Duryodhana is a Nicha, he's a bad, very bad guy. He's a Dhanapishachi, meaning money monger. He's too much of ego. He has no mercy. We cannot stay with him. We will go with Pandavas to the forest. You can imagine, if you are with Sajjanas, you all get punya. You are with bad guys, you get papa. Just like when you go to a flower shop or a florist shop and you come out, you smell nicely. But at the same time, you go to a sewer place for whatever reason and you come out, you smell like a sewer, right? So we do not want to stay here, because by Sahavasa dosha, by these guys staying here, we will get all those bad elements too. So we'll do that. Some other people are telling, look, we will destroy our houses and let all the mouse and all the things come in there. Let Shakuni go and live there. We will abandon the house and go to the forest with Pandavas. They are all talking like this, and they come and request Dharmaraya, look, we all come with you. Dharmaraya begs him and tells them, look, please don't do that. Stay here. My mother is here. Dhritarashtra is a nice person. Stay with him. We will come back in 13 years and then we can all live together. But the Brahmins who came with him, they said, no, we always stay with you. We want to support you. We want to be with you. We will assist you and all the things. Then Dharmaraya says, look, we are going to the forest. Okay, how can I take care of you? How can I serve you food? How can we do anything for you? If you are thousands of people, if you come there, what do I do? How do I do that? Then they say, look, you don't need to worry. We will find the food for ourselves. Only thing is that we want to be with you. That's all we need to do. Now, Dharmaraya is in Dharma Sankata, meaning what should he do? He cannot throw these Brahmins out. At the same time, he cannot not take them with him. What do I do? What do I do? At this time, one Brahmin comes in front of him and tells him, look, Dharmaraya, there will always be a solution for a problem. You just have to find it. God has always creates the problem and always there is a solution also he has created, but you have to find it. And Mahabharata describes about 45 to 50 pages of this Brahmin Shaunika talking to this. By the way, I just want to mention here, this Shaunaka and the Shaunaka in, the time is getting up. Shaunaka, we talked about the Chancellor or the Kulapati in this one. I don't know whether they are the same. I doubt they are two different Shaunakas, only because there is a 3-generation gap. Imagine the Shaunaka who is the chancellor where Suta Puranikuru told him the story, right? And that should be the contemporary of who? King Janamejaya, right? And the Janamajaya's grandfather, great-grandfather are the Pandavas. That's the time in which the Shautaka is talking. So there are 3 generation gaps. So I would think they are 2 different people. That's why, of course, that's my only personal analysis, but there is no guarantee because some sages can live for thousands of years. So we don't know whether it's the same Shaunaka, but this name is also Shaunaka. Shaunaka advises about 50 to 60 pages in Mool Bharata. He advises him what the reasons are and how you could find the people and all those things. Okay, so the time is up. We will take it in the next class. Thank you all for listening. Now I will tell the Mangala and then we will conclude the program. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः समस्ताः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ नमस्कार
Namaskar.
welcome thank
Thank
Uma Satyendra. Okay,
sorry.
I'm glad that you have joined. Do me a favor,
Yes.
send me a WhatsApp message
Huh.
to my account, my telephone number, or my number is 609-405-2889, or to my email, and then in the WhatsApp, if you send me the message from your phone, I will add you to the group. So in that way, you will
Okay.
be in the person. Okay.
609
405
405
2889.
2889. Okay, thank you. Tumma namaskara.
Namaskar. Thank
Good night.
Any comments, questions? Sujata, if you are on, please unmute yourself and say, I'm not sure if you got the message from the Mahabharata group this morning at 10 o'clock. If you did not get the message, you do the same thing for me. Okay. Then we will
Okay.
add you to the group.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. I don't
Right.
think I got the message.
Then you have to send me the WhatsApp message from your phone.